Remember that phase that you went through when you tried to do something new? Whether it be no fat, whether it be going to the gym, a new diet, maybe you tried fasting. Whatever it is, that new business idea that you had pop up into your brain. You tried a new idea, you tried to stick to it, and then you failed. And you failed because you gave up. Nothing else, there's no other excuse. You gave up, hence why you failed. It's impossible to fail at something unless you give up, unless you quit. If you do not stop doing whatever it is that you're doing, if you don't stop taking action, it's inevitable that one day you'll succeed. If I never ever stop doing YouTube, sooner or later, one day, guess what? I'm going to be successful. Sooner or later, I'm going to learn enough things. I'm going to learn from enough mistakes. I'm going to, take in more knowledge from this guy and then from that guy. And sooner or later, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be at a position where I feel comfortable, where I feel like, yeah, I can label myself as a success, right? So we understand that. If you do not quit, you cannot fail, right? You got that in your head, okay? Stay with me here. You are most likely, if you're a young lad watching this or a young woman, whatever, you're most likely surrounded by just fucking losers, average people. And I don't mean this with any disrespect to anybody else. I'm not trying to be judgmental. But if you look around you at people, they think that watching porn and masturbating by themselves in a dark bedroom is normal. They think it's healthy. They think that drinking energy drinks for breakfast is healthy. They think that fucking eating McDonald's is okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're surrounded by just babies, basically, just children, really. There's no knowledge at all. They don't really care about themselves to that extent to where they're willing to learn and willing to open their perspective up. They just simply don't give a shit. They're average at best. Very mediocre people. Now, the problem is, we as human beings naturally compare ourselves to other people. It's a survival mechanism. It's an evolutionary thing. We compare ourselves to other people. You may be subconsciously comparing yourself to me as you watch the video. Because evolutionary, we did that. We compared ourselves to the members in our tribe to see if we, were up to standards in the tribe. Because if we got kicked out of the tribe, you would have died. That's how it works back in the day, back in the fucking caveman evolutionary days. So we naturally still have that tendency now to compare ourselves to other people. The problem is, the people you are comparing yourself to are fucking just losers. And you might think, yeah, but isn't that a good thing? Because then surely I'm way ahead of them. I'm way ahead of them, bro. Like, I'm better than all these guys. So surely if I'm comparing myself to losers, then I'm better than them. The problem with this is, if all that you see around you is loserish kind of average mentalities, mediocrity, right? If that's all that you ever see around you, sooner or later you're going to find that your brain starts to be conditioned by that. It starts to be adapted to that. So when you fail at something that you've just tried, for example, you've tried to get on NoFap, you tried to stop watching porn and stop masturbating, because you know that those things are just a waste of time. They're negative for your confidence as a young man. They're not really doing you any good productivity-wise. So you want to stop that shit. You want to cut it out. The problem is you can't, and I do apologise for the sniffling. Not feeling very well, but got to get the job done, right? You try to stick to something and you keep failing. Businesses, you've tried. For how many businesses have you fucking tried, bruv? And how many do you just not stick out? How many times can you say to me right now, yeah, I tried this, but then it just wasn't for me. Or I tried this, and I just couldn't do it. Or I tried this, and I just wasn't strong enough. Or it just didn't feel good. How many times can you say that? You tried something and you just never got to the end of it. Because I personally can say that a lot of times. I used to do that a lot. Until I understood this one thing that fucking changed it in my brain. This one mindset, paradigm shift in my mind that allowed me to stick to anything I dedicate myself to. What is that? Number one, stop comparing yourself to losers. Stop comparing yourself to average people. Because what you're going to do naturally is you're going to listen to the words that they say. You might compare yourself to these people and think, yeah, I'm way better than you. You know what I mean? These guys don't really compete to me. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to start listening to their words, though. Because when you compare yourself to them, you're putting focus and energy to that person. So naturally, you're going to take in the words that they say on a much more emotional level. So I had times when I first started my YouTube where family members and friends, and I'm not saying I'm above these guys. These are not in the same category as the average people I'm talking about. However, the same thing applies, right? If you allow other people's thoughts and opinions to dictate how you see your worldview, you're never going to get anywhere. You have to trust the process. You have to trust exactly what it is that you're doing. And you have to trust that the trajectory that you're on is going to give you the life that you want. Regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of what I say, regardless of anyone else's opinion, you have to have utter, unshakable self-belief to know that I know exactly what I'm doing. And I know that what I'm doing is going to get me the life that I want. Because there were times when I started my YouTube, and there's still times now, where people will say to me, it's a good idea, But I don't think you're gonna really get anywhere with it. Or just go and get a normal job, or just go and do this, or just forget about it. You know what I mean? Like there's too many. It's too oversaturated. The amount of times people have said those kind of things to me is absolutely unreal. And the only reason I'm still here today, a year later after starting my channel, because most guys that I started with, they quit. Most guys that I started with quit, and they're not here anymore, right? They stopped doing YouTube because they didn't trust the process. They didn't see in their mind, fuck off. They didn't see in their mind the vision. Understand? That's what it is. It's a vision, okay? Your imagination is very powerful. And what you must understand, if you're not using it in the right, correct, positive way, then guess what? You're going to allow the words of average, mediocre people to dictate your actions. If I allowed those people that said, oh, it's a good idea, but it's not for you, oh, I don't think you're going to make it, or oh, it's oversaturated, go and get a real job. If I allowed that shit to get into my brain, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be, by any means. But think back to a year ago, when I was working, shut the fuck up, when I was working a normal job, I'm way better off than what I was a year ago. Bro, get out. So, with that being said, you must trust the process, and come here. And the way that you do that is through using your imagination. Okay, give me a paw. Give me a paw. Paw. Good boy. You use your imagination. You don't allow the opinions of other people to dictate your actions, and you do this through simply just imagining the life that you want. Okay, do apologise for a little intermission there, but it keeps the video exciting, doesn't it? Planned that on purpose. I trained him to do that. So every time someone tells me, don't get a real job, just quit YouTube, stop being deluded. That's another one. I love when people call me deluded because it means that I'm on the right path. Delusion is good. You need a bit of fucking delusion to get anywhere in this world. If you want to be realistic and you want to stay in, real land, like, yeah, fine, don't live in fairy tale land, don't be delusional. If you want to stay in this realistic land, fine. Have fun, in retail. Have fun working your job. Have fun saying hi to your boss every morning. Have fun setting your alarm clock. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's not for me. I'd rather be delusional and achieve something monumental than be realistic and say hi to my boss. Oh, sorry, I'm late, boss. I was sleep deprived last night. It's not the life for me. He's not making so much noise, bro. Fucking hell. Pop the ball as well. Absolute brutes. He's a wolf, this guy. Fucking massive. Imagine how amazing your life could be if you did achieve that goal that you've got in your brain. Imagine how confident you would feel if you did stick to NoFap and you didn't keep going back to the old way of doing things because everyone else thinks it's normal. This is the problem. You're being conditioned by average people and you're not trusting the process of your own actions. I trust myself so indefinitely that it's almost as if I'm bulletproof to anyone else's words. You could tell me right now you're being deluded, I don't think this is for you, you should stop doing what you're doing. You could tell me that. And to a certain degree, maybe it's arrogance, or maybe it's a stubbornness, but maybe you need a bit of that to be successful. If I just listen to everything everyone says all the time, I'm never going to get anywhere, am I? Oh, well, that new diet that you're going on, oh, fuck diets, but let me give you a better example. Oh, you're going to the gym, like, yeah, it's not going to make you happy though, whatever. You could always think of some bullshit example that average, normal people might say to excuse their own mediocrity. When they see you doing something with your life, when they see you forcing action into the universe, that makes them feel insecure over their own actions because they look at themselves and think, fucking hell, I wish I had that guy's ambition. I wish I had that guy's energy and drive to actually better his life. I wish I could go to the gym every day. I wish I could be healthy and look after myself. I wish I could start a YouTube channel and be confident enough to speak on camera without stuttering for fucking 8 minutes straight. Most people can't do that, so naturally, what's the natural tendency they're going to do? Try and drag you back down to their level with their mediocrity, with their average words, with, oh, you know what, I love you and I'm only saying this as a friend, but I think you should go and get a normal job. I think you should stop doing what you're doing. That just fuels me on even more because I'm at this position now where I do trust the process and I use my imagination to trust the process. Every time I start doubting myself, every time I feel like, are they right? Should I listen to them? Should I just go and get a normal job again and just quit YouTube? Should I do that? I just imagine, I literally close my eyes and imagine the life that I would be living if I made this work. Imagine the life that you could live if you went to the gym and you stuck to the gym. Imagine if the life that you could live if you stopped watching porn and masturbating and you stuck to it and that was who you were. Imagine the man that you could be. Imagine the confidence that you'd feel. Imagine the energy and the time that you would save. Imagine if that business did work instead. Imagine if this YouTube popped off and I became a millionaire from it, because who knows how many different other avenues can come from this. Do you understand? So instead of listening to the words of mediocrity, ask yourself, what if it does work? Ask yourself that. What if it works? What if it pays off? What if all my energy and time and self-doubt, what if it was all worth it in the end? And then simply imagine that life as if you've already achieved it. Close your eyes and picture yourself in the sun with your sunglasses on and your shirt on. You got some beautiful women around you and you've got money in your bank account. You have freedom. It's a fucking Monday afternoon and you're in Italy, in Venice on the boat or some bullshit. Imagine your dream lifestyle and imagine you live in that because you stuck to it. You trusted the process. The only way you trust the process is by believing in your capabilities, number one, but also just simply using your imagination to your advantage. Most people, this is exactly what will happen for most people. I will tell you, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think you're capable. There's no point. Go and get a normal job. You're trying to start a side hustle. You're trying to start a drop shipping business or something, right? Let's just say that. You're trying to be a YouTuber. Nah, sorry, bro. I don't think it's going to work. As your friend, I care about you and stuff. I just don't think it's going to work. Maybe I genuinely believe that. Maybe I'm just insecure and I don't like seeing you doing something better with your life rather than just being normal like everyone else. Maybe that's why I'm saying it. Regardless of why I'm saying it, it's kind of irrelevant. It doesn't fucking matter. The problem is, however, is whether or not you choose to believe that. This is what's important. Your beliefs affect your reality. Let me give you a prime example of this. If I walk around right now in the street and I believe that I'm ugly, I genuinely just tell myself, yep, I'm ugly, I'm unattractive, no girl will ever want me. Let's just say I walk around and say those words to myself and I genuinely convince myself of that. Guess what? Guess what my reality is going to be? That of an ugly man. Because guess what? I'm going to walk around with shitty body language, shitty posture. I'm not really going to take care of myself because there's no point because girls don't want me anyway. So I'm going to naturally just look more unattractive. I'm not going to be confident or social. These things are all very unattractive. Therefore, that will become my reality and I'll start to believe it even more. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So instead of believing the words of the average man, you have to be a bit deluded. You have to just delude yourself and say, no, I'm going to fucking make it. One way or another, if I don't quit, I'm going to make it. And I'm living proof of this. I will prove this to you. If you find it hard to feel inspired, if you find it hard to stay motivated on your journey, use whatever inspiration you've got around you. Go on YouTube, if you are ever on there, and go and look at it and look at people that have already done whatever it is that you want to do. Look at people that have achieved their goals despite doubt and adversity, myself included. The amount of times I've fed into that self-doubt, excuse me, and got myself into a negative thinking pattern because of it. The amount of times I've done that, bruv, is just unreal. But I'm still here. I'm still going. I'm still persevering because I use my imagination to my advantage. And I genuinely believe, whether it's delusion or arrogance or whatever, I genuinely believe that I can make it. And I can genuinely believe that this is the path for me. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care if the business starts going downhill and I have to revive it somehow with some grand gesture. I don't give a shit what happens in reality. If my beliefs are still held in a positive way, if I still genuinely believe that, yes, I'm going to make it one day, it doesn't matter what life throws at me, it doesn't matter what happens in reality in the physical realm, one way or another I'm going to achieve that goal. If that's all I ever focus on, if I stay positive and if I believe in myself, one way or another I'm going to get there. You have to trust the process, man. With your no-fap thing as well, a lot of you guys struggle with quitting porn. And you struggle with it because everyone else does it. All the people around you do that shit. They think it's healthy, they think it's normal. And there's nothing wrong with it, it's just exploring my sexuality. They think that shit's normal and then they become addicted to it. They don't even know that they're addicted. They don't see any problem with it. Oh yeah, drinking alcohol every single weekend. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, just having fun. Let's be honest, bro. There's a little bit wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? Every single weekend you feel the need to poison your body. And I know it's not that deep, but in a sense it is. That's literally what you're doing. You really need to do that every single weekend? Oh, well, I've worked my job, the whole week, so I'm just taking some time to wind down. Like, what the fuck, bro? Go and meditate or some shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? Each to their own, though. I'm not judging anybody. But the thing is, you have to just trust your process. You have to believe indefinitely in yourself and understand that there are going to be challenges and adversity along the way. That is simply God or Allah or the universe testing you to see if you truly want it. The world is going to test you every single day to see if you are the man that you claim to be. To see if you are the man that is capable of having the life that you visualize. The universe will test you to see if that. And if you can get through those tests, if you can pass those tests and break through those obstacles. For example, people coming and telling me, go and get a normal job. Those, in a sense, are obstacles. They plant self-doubt in my head. They plant that negative seed in my head. And I have a choice to let it grow. I have a choice to feed into it and water that negative seed and let it grow and let it become my reality. Or I have a choice to kill it off and leave it, let it die, and replace it with a positive seed and stay on the grind, stay on it. Because what's the alternative? I give up and I live a life that everyone else thinks that I should live. And I'm just going to end up resenting myself and resenting other people. What's the fucking point? I may as well, I have one life, literally just one life. I may as well try. I may as well just be deluded. Fuck it. Why wouldn't I? I've got one life. Why would I be realistic and go and get a normal, boring fucking retail job and say hi to my boss every morning? Well, no, thank you. I want freedom. I want to be the guy that comes into the retail shop to buy fucking clothes or whatever at any time of the day. I want to be the guy shopping in these places. You know what I mean? I want to be the customer there because I have that abundance of money and freedom. That's who I want to be. Not the guy working around the fucking till getting treated like shit by customers all day that don't even say please and thank you. No thanks. That's not for me. So if that makes me deluded, great. But I trust the process. And if you don't, that's fine. But I'll remember the ones that stuck by my side. That's all I have to say. And I think you should do the same thing. Be mindful of now where you're in your come-up phase, let's call it, where you're in your grind phase, you're trying to get to where you want to be. Be mindful of the people that fill your mind with self-doubt. The people that genuinely want to see you win should be deluded with you. They should be like, yeah, of course you're going to fucking do it. Bro, of course you are. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't listen to the noise. Of course you are. You got this shit. You're the fucking man. You can do anything you want. That's the kind of friends you need around you. Not the fucking nerd losers that are like, well, bro, you don't be deluded. Go and get a normal job. The fuck is that going to do for me? That's not helping me. Even if you genuinely believe that, even if you don't think we're going to make it, what good is it going to do me and my path in life if you tell me that shit? And you could say, yeah, but it's coming from a place of love. I just want to see the best for you. You may as well let me try. Let me try. At least then I can say I've done it. So if you are a friend of someone like this, if you want to help people, if you want to be positive, if you're in need of a friend like this, you need people around you that are just, they're deluded with you. They just want to see you nothing but win. I'll be deluded with you. By your side. Whatever it is you want to do. You want to start a dropshipping business? Great. You want to start no fap? You want to get into the gym? What is it that you want to start? What is it that you want to dedicate yourself to? I'll be that deluded friend right by your side. Like, bro, let's fucking do it. Let's go. We're going to win. Because you have one life. Why would I not dream big? Why would I not almost be deluded to the point where I feel like I can achieve something that no one else can achieve? Why would I not think like that? It's just such a small dick way of thinking if I'm moving through the world. Be realistic. What the fuck? No thanks. I want to take risks. I want to achieve absolutely fucking everything. I want to be greedy, bro. I want everything that this life has to offer. I think you should have the same thing. So if you don't have any friends around you that are like that are bigging you up, that want to see you win, look in the description. I'll be that friend for you, and we'll win together. And when we look back at how far we've come together as a team, and we look at what we've achieved, then we can look at the people that doubted us. And we can choose who we want to bring up. Because now we're in a position where they're looking up to us thinking, oh, please, please. Just remember the people that stuck by your side on your journey, yeah? Because this time now will show people's true colours. When you're not there yet, it will show people's true colours. So just keep that in mind, okay? Coaching's down below. Let's win together, okay? Bam.